Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you're here. This video will be a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And as always, all the materials used in this video will be in the description box below. The finished product will also be posted on my TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you guys check those out and give a like on those posts. I apologize in advance if the mic gets too loud sometimes. I still need to get my setup, and I am terribly sorry about how the video is shaking. I'm looking back at it right now, and I should have fixed my tripod, but bear with me for the first few videos. I promise I will get better equipment and the setup. And although I don't want to make this video a sad one, it is important to educate ourselves of this man. As most of you know, his name was Chadwick Boseman. He died on August 28th, 2020. He was diagnosed with colon cancer and died relating to the illness. He was an actor that played the famous movie Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this movie does a great job of portraying humanity and has an overall beautiful storyline. And before I watched Black Panther, I wasn't much of a Marvel fan, and to this day, I am not really a Marvel fan. Don't get me wrong, the movies are great. I can watch them if I want to, but I usually like animated movies. And when I was looking at the title and the cover image, it wasn't a movie I had ever seen before. And when I decided to watch that movie, it was one of the best decisions of my life. It shows humanity, relationships, and action into a well thought out movie, and it has a reason for being this popular. Chadwick Boseman did a phenomenal job of portraying these things, and the moments of me enjoying watching this movie will forever live on. And I would love if you guys would comment down below about the movie, Chadwick Boseman, questions about my art or art supplies, and anything in general. I would love to talk with you guys and get to know you. And before I was drawing this, I was contemplating on using pencil or Prismacolors. Pencil for me is a bit easier just because it is easier to blend and it's like grainy, like it has that grainy texture. And Prismacolors, they have really good quality and they're more waxier, so it'll take more time to blend. But I am happy that I used Prismacolors because it gives the drawing a bit more of depth and texture than the pencil portrait would. And I did decide to do the sketch beforehand. I wanted these videos to be shorter so I can get used to editing them and doing these long voiceovers. And I don't know if it's just me, but when I draw, I like to use a marker base and then layer my Prismacolors. I tried using just the Prismacolors on paper, but it takes a much longer time to blend, and I just like using the marker base. It gives me kind of like a foundation to work on. And I would love if you guys would comment some suggestions for future videos. I love hearing from other people, and it's fun to try new things. And one of the hardest things about doing realism from my personal experience is not only trying to make your blending as crisp and clean, it's also trying to make your art result look as close as possible as the reference photo. And throughout this drawing process, I have thought to myself multiple times, what if this does not look like Chadwick Boseman? What if this does not look like Chadwick Boseman? And I just slapped that inner thought away and I was like, just go with the flow. It'll believe in myself, that kind of thing. One of the hardest parts about this piece was his beard and the hair. The beard was just like time consuming. I had to put all the little lines for the stubs on his beard, it was just a lot of detail. But his hair was very curly, so I had to make the details and the light reflection as natural as possible. I mean, I think I did a good job on that, but I still need to improve. For the face, one of the hardest parts to get right is the eyes because that's what's, looking at you. You want it to be as natural as possible. So sometimes when you draw the eyes, you might draw them cross-eyed, or one eye might be a slightly to the left than the right eye. And I had to be really careful not to mess that up so it can still feel natural and like he's still alive on my piece of paper. And one of Chadwick Boseman's most prominent feature to me is his big, happy smile. He had such a bright future of acting, and he did not deserve this. His spirit was kind and gentle, and he did a great job in Black Panther. And on a happier note about Black Panther, one of my favorite kind of scenes were T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman's kind of character in the movie, and Shuri. They had such a kind of like sibling relationship. It was just so funny to watch. You should watch Black Panther if you have not yet. And I would also like to know what funny scenes or your favorite scenes in Black Panther were. And I don't know why I put a brush in there. I think I just wanted to blend it more, but here I am with the Sharpie marker, and I have a really unusual way of blending this piece. I have a white Sharpie marker I got a while ago, and what I do is I take a Q-tip and then I kind of blend it out so it's not really like prominent. And I did this a couple of times because I had to be happy with the result. This piece took about 3 to 4.5 hours, including the sketch. And if you are a young artist, please feel free to leave questions about me or artwork in general in the comments below. I have a couple of tips that I've learned while doing my realism portraits. My first tip is if you have been working on your artwork for more than 1 or 2 hours straight, take a break, relax for some time, do your chores, do your work, or stop procrastinating on your homework, okay? But after you have come back, look at your drawing again and your mind will function differently. It will kind of fill in the details that it hasn't seen before, and it's just a great way to add details. My second tip is to look at your drawing with a different perspective. For example, turn your artwork around to the side or look at it upside down. This gives your mind a whole new perspective to look at. It'll be kind of hard for the first few times, but the more you do it, the more easy it'll become. It helps because your mind can look at your artwork and give you a whole different perspective on the details you haven't seen before. It helps a lot when you're doing realism or abstract or any kind of art. It's a quite different method, but it helps a lot. And one of my favorite months is coming around the corner. It's not December. Actually, wait, December is pretty cool. But it's October, aka Spooky Month. Yay! I want to do some fan arts of my anime TV shows I have been watching recently, or some fan art of book series I have read, and of course, my regular realism portraits. And you're probably wondering why I talk about Black Panther and then talk about my artwork or what I'm doing in the video. To be honest, I'm not really sure how to organize the voiceover and I'm just saying whatever pops into my head. Another great thing I love about Black Panther is that they have powerful individual women. From what I have seen in the animated Disney movies, except for Mulan or Brave Merida, whatever you call it, and other films, the females in the movies are damsels in distress. But in the Black Panther movie, there are countless strong women fighting alongside T'Challa, and I'm like, yes, you go girls, yes. And here I am finishing up my portrait. I think I did a good job since it is my first try working with all the different grays and blacks and whites. I'm thinking of posting some more realism and very soon one of my own art style drawings from one of my favorite Instagram artists. And on a note with Chadwick Boseman, thank you for everything you've done. You've changed countless of lives and the filming industry by itself. I hope you guys like my finished tribute to Chadwick Boseman. May he rest in peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more artworks. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video.